Commander Zyxtala stretched her forearms in satisfaction as she observed the tactical display from the bridge of the Sovereign Destroyer. The massive Ketheri dreadnought, stretching 15 kilometers from bow to stern, cast its shadow over the approaching human fleet like a mountain eclipsing insects. These creatures dare to challenge the Ketheri Empire with such pitiful vessels? She clicked her mandibles in amusement, her crystalline eyes reflecting the holographic display. The largest human ship barely measured 2 kilometers, a fraction of her flagship size. Her tactical officer, Vexmar, tilted his elongated head. Commander, our intelligence suggests these humans compensate for size with creativity. Perhaps caution would be silence. Zyxtala's voice resonated through the bridge with imperial authority. Look at them, Vexmar. Their entire fleet could fit inside our main hangar bay. What threat could such pathetic constructs possibly pose to Ketheri engineering? The human fleet consisted of 12 vessels arranged in a peculiar formation. Unlike the imposing bulk of Ketheri ships, these craft appeared sleek, almost fragile, with unusual geometric protrusions and what seemed to be deliberate gaps in their hulls. Commander, her communications officer announced, the humans are attempting to establish contact. Put them through. Let us hear what these insects have to say before we crush them. The main screen flickered, revealing a human female in a dark uniform. Her expression was calm, almost serene, despite facing a fleet that outmassed hers 50-1. I am Admiral Chan of the Terran Defense Force. The human spoke with quiet confidence. You have entered our territory and threatened our colonies. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. Zyxtala's laughter echoed through the bridge like shattering crystal. Consequences? From you? Human, your largest vessel is smaller than my personal shuttle. Your weapons are primitive chemical propulsion systems compared to our plasma cannons. Your hulls are barely armored compared to our quantum-reinforced plating. Admiral Chen's expression didn't change. Size isn't everything, Commander. Sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest surprises. Enough of this. Zyxtala waved a dismissive arm. Weapons officer, target their flagship. Let us demonstrate Ketheri superiority with a single shot. Target acquired, Commander. Plasma cannons charge to. The weapons officer never finished his sentence. Every screen on the bridge suddenly went dark. Emergency lighting cast eerie shadows as the great ship shuddered to a halt. What is happening? Zyxtala demanded. Vexmar frantically worked his console with all 4 hands. Commander, our systems are compromised. Something has infiltrated our networks. All primary functions are offline. Through the viewport, Zyxtala watched in growing horror as the human ships began to change. Those deliberate gaps in their hulls were opening, revealing massive launch bays. Thousands of tiny objects poured out. Not missiles or fighters, but something else entirely. Commander, a trembling technician reported. We're detecting microscopic drones. Millions of them. They've somehow bypassed our shields and are eating our hull. The tactical display flickered back to life, showing a nightmare scenario. The tiny human ships had deployed swarms of nanobots that were systematically dismantling the Ketheri fleet at the molecular level. The mighty Sovereign Destroyer was being consumed from the inside out. Admiral Chen's voice crackled through the emergency communications. You see, Commander, humans learned long ago that sometimes the smallest warriors are the most effective. Each of those nanobots contains enough computational power to outsmart your ship's AI. They're currently rewriting your systems while converting your hull into more of themselves. Zyxtala watched helplessly as her 15-kilometer dreadnought began to dissolve like sugar in rain. Around her, the other Ketheri vessels suffered the same fate. In less than an hour, the pride of the Empire had been reduced to constituent atoms. How? She whispered. We learned from Earth's smallest predators, Chen replied. Viruses, bacteria, parasites. Sometimes the most devastating enemies are the ones you can't see coming. As the Sovereign Destroyer's bridge finally collapsed, Zyxtala's last thought was a bitter recognition. She had been wrong about human warships. They weren't small and pathetic at all. They were perfectly evolved killing machines disguised as prey. The human fleet continued its patrol, leaving only empty space where the Kethari Armada once dominated the void.